To the Jezebel Way Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing your love and separation read for the month of February. I wanted to say thanks for all the views, shares, and likes from last month. I sure appreciate y'all. We are smacking Mercury retrograde. You guys know the drill. Don't do any life-changing, altering things for Mercury retrograde, right? Don't sign any contracts. Stay high vibrational and grounded. People are going to come out of the woodwork. The internet's going to go wonky. Your electronics are going to go wonky. It's just part of it. So just remember to, plan for the worst and hope for the best, right? All right, Leo, let's see what we got going on. Okay, building blocks. You are in a waiting room. Okay, you've left something. You wanted a new path. There were changes in the home. You thought you were going into a new life, but there were changes, right? And you found out, wanting a new path, that something that looked really great on the outside wasn't so good on the inside. It wasn't what you thought it was going to be. And so now you've moved on this new path and you're trying to figure out where you need to go. So this is about building foundations, okay? All right, so let's see what's happening. Something went a different direction, I think. Yeah, decisions. I think you got tired of something stagnant, okay? And you decided to move forward on your own. So let's see what's going on with your partner. Oh, your partner made an offer. Your partner was kind of indecisive about making an offer. And what I'm getting here is they didn't want you to move anywhere. They didn't want you to either physically move anywhere, or they made the offer to keep you in the relationship or to keep you in a place where they could sort of run the show, right? It looks like to me they took a little too long to make this offer, and when they did, it kind of seemed like a little too late kind of deal. So let's see what's going on with you, Leo. Yeah, Leo, you got tired of wasting time and you walked away. Blew some shit up. I think that you were tired of not moving forward. Also indication that the sex kind of fizzled out a little bit, right? It looks to me like walking away, blew up the relationship, but you had to move forward, Leo, because you were wasting time here and you weren't growing, you weren't moving. So I think when they finally made the offer, you turned them down flat. So let's see what their blocks are. Yeah, the truth is, there was a lot more going on under the surface than you realized. I think there was a lot more crazy to this situation than you planned for. The truth came out, it sure did, but when it did come out, you sure didn't like it. There's something here with toxicity, so let's see. Some of you could be dealing with Capricorn. Of course, I've got earth signs, Aries and Scorpio. Yeah, moving forward in love. That's what you wanted. This came out on your side, so I'm going to go ahead and go there. This is what you wanted, okay? The offer of love. You wanted to hold on to something, but what you were holding on to was conflict in the situation because the situation was not stable. Let's see what the devil is. Financially stable either, it wasn't. It could be dealing with Gemini too. Yeah, heartbreak and tendency. Look, to me, it looks like this person had a tendency to be prone to depressive episodes. And I think when they finally decided to make the offer, it was just a little too late because on the outside, they may have looked really good and everything may have been really good on paper. But in the end, their crazy started to show, and I think that you decided you just couldn't deal with that. This is what you want: stability, family, love, planning for the future. Your person is not stable enough to do that for you, and you had to learn that the hard way. So let's see what the blocks between the two of you are. Yeah, the conversation wasn't even moving forward in the right direction. I think it was very heated. I think the conversation between the two of you was very cutting. And I feel like you felt like you had to always protect yourself when you engaged in conversation with this person. I think you got tired of wasting time and you wanted some balance. Feel like you were emotionally manipulated, or you felt like you were a little bit emotionally manipulated in this situation as well. No balance. This person here, Leo, is not able to maintain stability in relationship because they're not able to maintain stability in life. And they're not able to even maintain conversation that doesn't turn into a fight or an argument. So I think, although it may have looked good, okay, in the beginning, I think you started seeing through the illusion of this situation. And when they finally made the offer that you wanted in the beginning, you didn't want it so much after a while. And I think that was the turning point for you to walk away from this situation. So let's see how they feel about you, because all that glitters in gold, right? So now you're seeking out stability. They're telling you that your judgment of them is completely unfounded and unfair, which means they're not taking responsibility for their behavior or their actions or their mental health or whatever. And it looks like to me that they, in the end, said, well, fine, I take back my proposal. They wanted to sling this shit on you and make you the bad guy for pointing out to them that they needed to do something with themselves. Not in a judgmental way, in a healthy way. So let's see what they're thinking. They are dead set in their ways here that they are not going to apologize for this situation. They're not moving forward. Their past isn't holding them back, which really it is, because this indicates something from the past. And they just kind of smooth it over. They don't accept responsibility. They don't apologize. They just act like every time they walk in a room after a fight, it's a brand new day. And, there's no need to continue the conversation. So they just kind of are ignoring that elephant in the room, right? Yeah, basically, you just decided to move forward. You ignored the charm, because I think some of you might have gotten wrapped up in the love bombing stage, right? So when it gets to the really bad parts, then they cycle back to love bombing. And I think you were getting addicted to that. Also, they're talking here about someone being very charming, and they could sway you when they wanted to. And I think you kind of had to work really hard to turn your back on that, to see the situation for what it really is. Whoa. So their intention is to communicate that, and I want you to see these two cards together here. You've got the King of Cups in the upright and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So their intention is to communicate that you were the bad guy in this situation. Their intention is to communicate that you weren't right, and they tried everything they could But I think their intention is to kind of run their mouth behind your back and make everyone believe that you were the crazy one, right? Because anytime a man can't, excuse me, men, but this is what I'm saying. So close your ears if you don't want to hear it. But every time you have a man, and this happens to women a lot, every time you have a man, okay, who can't get what he wants from a woman, or a woman who won't put up with his bullshit, she's all of a sudden crazy. Okay, she's crazy. And we've all been there before, we've all heard it, and they're all crazy, right? So that's kind of the thing I'm getting here, is that the intention is to say, well, she was crazy, I couldn't do it anymore. When you were trying to get this dude to get out of bed in the morning, and take a shower and function on a daily basis, right? So let's see what a potential final outcome can be. I think that you're not happy in this situation. I think the idea of being in a partnership with this person is done. But you didn't necessarily want to be single. I think it took a lot for you to leave this situation. And so this is not going to result in a new beginning for you. This is not going to result in a reconciliation for you. This is about you deciding what is the priority and what's appropriate. Were you with this person because you didn't want to be single, you didn't want to be alone, or what's the situation? So this being in the reverse, this Nine of Pentacles talks about maybe it's time to revisit patterns in relationships and make choices out of empowerment and not fear and desperation of the future. So this is asking you to reevaluate your patterns in relationships, okay? And go back to a time in which you were happy, okay, in which you wanted opportunities, in which you were focusing on your career, in which you were focusing on yourself. And don't let this person get you any more off track than what they already have. So let's see what they might want to say to you. Time passes, but my feelings don't change, even though you no longer trust me with your heart. Well, yeah, you can't trust somebody who runs their mouth behind your back. Now, I'm not talking about, let's say perhaps, when you're with your girlfriends or whatever, and you say, I don't know what to do about Charlie because Charlie won't get out of bed. It's not that, okay? It's this person going after everything's said and done. They're going and telling people and projecting what they did onto the situation and making it out to be your fault. Now, that's something that's sort of narcissistic, and it's also kind of unforgivable. Because you have to respect the person who respects you when you're not around, right? If they don't respect you while you're there, they're not going to respect you when you're not there. So, just saying. Can you let go of the past and forgive me? I keep track of you from afar by looking you up online. I'm sure you do. So best case scenario here, Leo, unfortunately, is for you to kind of cut ties with this situation. You did the right thing. Think about your future and your foundation moving forward. They are going to come back and want you back. Of course they are, because, probably no one took care of them better than you did. But what they need are some life skills instead of, some coping tools. They know they screwed up, for sure. They know they screwed up. And they don't like to be alone. Their confidence is going to be a little shot by this situation, but there's also a codependency issue here. And it seemed like whenever they were in it, okay, and they were feeling it, the relationship went out the door. They know they're not in a position to charm you anymore with their, like you've seen through, the man behind the curtain. So what they're going to do is be all about their career. They may come back to you and explain that they've changed. Well, I've changed. I want this reconciliation. Can we make it work again? I've changed in this situation. But simple fact of the matter is that they haven't. And it's just to lure you back in so that you will take care of them again. So let's see about this. Inner child. I think it's time for you to revisit that place in your life in which you didn't have so many responsibilities. There wasn't such a negative aspect to life. I think that you need to wake yourself up again. Do not chase this situation. Rise above this situation. You're dealing with a low vibrational person who hasn't had any kind of awakening. I think in order for you to heal from this situation, it might be good to write some things down, learn your lessons, and surrender to the universe in the fact that there was deception in this situation. Surrender to the universe that sometimes people are there for a season. Sometimes people are meant to teach us lessons. Sometimes karmic partners, that's why they are here. So that we're able to learn the things like patterns in relationships. And take time to heal those issues so we don't move forward in the same type of relationship, right? Different person, same face type of deal, right? So let's see how they feel about you in the bedroom here. Let's see, because 9 times out of 10, when there's a lack of intimacy, there's a lack of decent sex. Okay, yeah. When the getting was good, it was good. They did crave a great deal of intimacy from you, right? But they were takers. They were not givers. So you were supplying them on a continual basis with everything: care, life skills, passion, probably finances too. They were probably always quitting a job, or something like that was happening. So, time for you to focus on yourself. You are limitless, working on foundations, clearing out karma. You've completed your lesson, time to move on. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Well, you can. The only person's holding you back is you, co-creators, remember? Let's get an advice card. Love is everywhere. I experience love wherever I go because that's the mindset I set out with. And that is the message I put out to the universe, right? Love is everywhere. It's not always about someone taking from me, taking, right? I can receive. Love is everywhere, and I'm loving and lovable, no matter what this person said and what they may happen to go say to others. You are lovable. Loving people fill my life and my cup, and I fill my cup. And I find myself easily expressing love to others. Where this may have been like pulling teeth to be in a relationship, you're soon going to find yourself, once you rid yourself of this situation, you're soon going to find yourself in a position in which Relationships are not hard. Communicating with people isn't hard. Being part of a community or a group is not hard. Dates are not hard. Love is not hard, because you have cut yourself loose from this situation. So, Leo, that's what I have for you. If you were thinking that maybe it was time for you to work on yourself and to build some foundations for your own future, this is your validation to do so. So, I'll see you guys later.